In this brief video, we want to cover what steps you should take and some important things you should never do when you've been in an accident. The first thing you'll want to do if you've been involved in an accident is to check for injuries. Check yourself out first to see if you have any injuries, and then check your passengers, and determine if everyone is physically able to get out of the car on their own, and whether or not an ambulance is necessary. Next, turn on your hazard lights to alert other drivers to slow down. If your vehicle is positioned where it might be a hazard to oncoming traffic, then you'll want to pull over to the side if possible. Exit the vehicle only after you have made sure it is safe to do so. If necessary, use any cones or safety flares so oncoming cars can see that an accident has occurred. Next, you'll want to consider whether it's necessary to call the police. In most states, you are legally required to call the police if anyone has been injured or if the total damage appears to be over a certain amount, such as $1,000. Many people involved in minor accidents feel it's a lot less complicated if they avoid filing a police report, but that could end up being a costly mistake. Even a minor injury can result in legal and financial problems later on if injury damages are claimed and the other person sues, or if liability is contested in an insurance claim. Filing a report with the police helps to protect you because it is a legally documented description of the accident. A police report can also help your insurance company settle your claim more efficiently and with less hassle. This is especially true if the other party presents a different version of how the accident occurred. Whether or not the police are on their way, your next step is to exchange information with the other person involved in the accident. You should write down information about all the parties involved in the accident, which includes their names, address, and contact numbers, their insurance information, including the insurance company and policy number, and the make and model of the other vehicles and license plates. The next step is to document the accident as thoroughly as you can. If possible, immediately take pictures of both cars, the damage, and the accident scene itself. Take note of the exact location of the accident, such as the name of the street or address numbers. Ask if anyone nearby witnessed the accident and ask for their names and contact numbers for insurance and legal purposes. You will be asked for this information from the police, your claims service, as well as the other party's claims service, so it's a good idea to write everything down. The more detail, the better. The next step is to call me, your personal insurance agent. Contacting your insurance agent is important, as we can provide specific advice in outlining all the steps you need to take, such as reporting the accident and what you should do next. We can also outline your options so you can decide whether or not to file a claim. Depending on the details of your accident, it may make sense for you to file a claim, and if you decide that you should file a claim, we can help you to get that process started. Now that we've covered what you should do, let's briefly discuss what you should never do after an accident. The most important thing to remember is that you must never leave or flee the scene of the accident, no matter how minor it may be. If you do leave the scene, it is considered a hit and run. At minimum, it would result in a misdemeanor offense, but if someone was injured or killed and you leave the accident scene, you could be facing felony charges. The next thing you'll never want to do is to say you are sorry or admit fault. Admitting fault or even saying sorry could result in all the blame or liability for the accident being placed onto you, even if you were only partially at fault or not at all. We hope this brief video has helped you to be better prepared should you ever be involved in an auto accident. Should you have any additional questions, please do not hesitate to call. That's why we're here.